Game day's here, I can hear the crowd. Turn on the lights, fans are cranked up and loud. Red or blue, we wear it proud. Yeah, we love our teams in this border town. Chiefs and Royals, Boo Mizzou, Rock Chalk, Jayhawk, KU. Hear that drum pounding in your feet. Yeah, you're marching to the beat of KC.
What is going on, YouTube? What is going on, Kansas City? What is going on, Jayhawk Nation? And what is going on, everybody? And welcome to the beat of KC. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lucas Murphy, and I'm excited to provide you this video. And I think the reason I'm excited, most people will say, Lucas, you say you're excited every time. I am. I'm really excited. And the reason is because we're coming off of one of the most exciting, probably the most thrilling, engaging games as a Kansas Jayhawk fan that I can remember in a long time. I mean, outside of playing West Virginia at home, which is ironic because that's who we're going to be talking about. But the fact that the Kansas Jayhawks were down 16 points at one point in the game against the TCU Horned Frogs, they were down roughly 9-8 points with a minute and some change to go. They find a way, miraculously come back and tie the game, sending it to overtime, only to dig as deep as they possibly can in the adversity bag to come out on top 104-100. Ladies and gentlemen, it was incredible. I do truly believe that Scooter Ward was on their side. I truly believe that. I truly believe that they had one extra attendance member at Allen Fieldhouse because just how well played this game finished out. Now, obviously, we have to fast forward and we have to move on from that game because the Kansas Jayhawks go on the road to Morgantown, which you set aside what the product is currently on the court, and we'll talk about that. But Morgantown is going to be a challenge. And the reason is because they are going to be amplified. They are going to be excited the fact that the Kansas Jayhawks are coming in to Morgantown, and every time they come in, they are looking to upset them. I mean, that's going to be said for a lot of teams. It's the Kansas Jayhawks, the historical relevance that the Jayhawks come in with to any program. You want to knock those blue bloods off. You want to show that you deserve to be there, and especially in the Big 12. So I do expect Morgantown to be a tough challenge. Now, talking about these two teams, the Kansas Jayhawks are currently 11-4. They are 1-1 in Big 12 play. And the Mountaineers, on the other hand, are 10-5 and 1-1 in Big 12 play. Now, I want to be specific with the Mountaineers. Those 5 losses have really come against probably more top-tier opponents or true Power 5 type of teams. And so when they've played teams that are of caliber, if not a little bit better, they've gotten some losses. Now, the 10 wins have built a resume, but they haven't really played a ton of top-end talent, and vice versa to a Kansas Jayhawks team who's played North Carolina, who's played practically, it feels like, everybody in the ACC because they played North Carolina, they played Duke, they played Syracuse, they've played Notre Dame, who obviously I think in basketball they're in the Big East or they're in the ACC, I can't remember, but they've played those teams. They've also played UConn, and now they're entering into Big 12 play. And then we forgot that Kansas absolutely demolished their, border war rival in Missouri, and Missouri just went on the road and beat an SEC blue blood in Kentucky. So Kansas's resume is very, very credible. But the thing is how do these two teams match up? Now, obviously, we know as Kansas Jayhawk fans how our Kansas team has really been producing on the court. We know that Darren Peterson found a way to play majority of the game against the TCU Horned Frogs, and we needed him because he scored 32 points. He really diversified across the box score. He was completely a contributor in this game. He is a star, ladies and gentlemen. There's a reason why he's still projected to go number 1 overall. But Trey White, ladies and gentlemen, is a phenomenal basketball player. He continuously shines in moments when we need him to. He's executing. He shoots a tremendous 3-ball. He plays at a very highly competitive level, and he produces for this Kansas team. The same can be said for the exact same for Melvin Council Jr. He is a dog, ladies and gentlemen. We know about the Kansas Jayhawks, but I'm sure most of you are going to be curious about the West Virginia Mountaineers. Now, the Mountaineers recently notched a gritty conference win against Cincinnati, who is also a program that is going to be probably featured more at the bottom of the Big 12. So that is a big win for West Virginia. but it's not a statement game similar to what I feel the Kansas Jayhawks have over TCU, because I think TCU will upset some teams this year, specifically in the Big 12. So backing up their ability to execute late, stay competitive close in games, and a trait that makes them dangerous opponent at home, and we're talking about the West Virginia Mountaineers. Now, when you really kind of start to get in and you start to kind of dissect what this team is, I think that's where it gets kind of significant. The West Virginia Mountaineers are a balanced team when it comes to the scoring aspect. They are led by Honor Huff. He currently averages right around 33.9 minutes per game. He's playing pretty much an entire basketball game every time he touches the court. He is averaging 17.1 points per game, and really that keeps them competitive most contests because he's contributing a ton of points. He's putting it all out there, and that's what you would want from a guy like him. Now, the next person up is Brennan Lorient, and the reason I'm talking about him specifically is because he's probably the biggest player that's going to see the court, and he's 6'9". So when you're talking about a size comparison, in a market that never sleeps, one name rises above the rest. Lisa Miller from Dan Lynch Real Estate. Trusted by hundreds and recognized across the Midwest, she delivers results when it matters the most. With over 13 years of experience and licenses in both Kansas and Missouri, Lisa isn't just selling houses. She's helping you find a place to call home. Whether you are a first-time home buyer, looking to upsize, or selling your current home, Lisa makes the process smooth and stress-free. As a local expert passionate about building lasting relationships, she ensures her clients feel confident and satisfied every step of the way. Don't wait, your perfect home is just a call away. Contact Lisa today at 913-579-3246 or 913-369-3000 or visit lisamillersaleskc.com. Let Lisa Miller at Lynch Real Estate help you start your next exciting chapter. And let her know the beat of KC, Lucas Murphy, sent you her way. Flory Badunga matches up really well to him. Bryson Tiller matches up extremely well to him. And so Brennan Lorient's only averaging 10.1 points per game and 26.9 minutes per game. Now the next big would be Trayson Eaglestaff. But ladies and gentlemen, he's only 6'6". And so a lot of these guys are going to be fast-paced. They're going to be probably quick, shifty. They're going to be able to move pretty quick off of ball screens. But the thing is Kansas should easily, and I'm saying easily because I predict it, win on the glass. They should easily win the offensive side of the rebounds. They should also win on the defensive side of the rebounds. They should play extremely physical down in the box, and they should command really everything inside the paint. They should. And so that is really kind of what we're looking at. Now, can they up-tempo us? Can they maybe speed things up if they start shooting significantly from the arc like we saw TCU? That will challenge this Kansas Jayhawks team for sure, but I believe that this Kansas Jayhawks program has really went back and assessed and have identified some of the things they need to work on from a defensive standpoint. And I anticipate that they will continue to progress and get even better on the defensive side of the basketball. They have to learn to incorporate Darren Peterson back into this lineup. They have to learn to adapt and how to play with him, as he's on the court. Because when he's out there, there's times where Melvin Council completely disappears. There's times where Trey White kind of takes a step back. Flory goes completely silent because he's mostly just down in the paint trying to rebound. They're not looking for him because they want to work through Darren. And so I really think this team is still using opportunities to kind of learn to play with Darren Peterson on the court at the same time. So those are things to really kind of pay attention to. Now, when you kind of look at it again and you kind of pull it out and look at it from a bigger picture, the matchup dynamics, Kansas's size and scoring, the Jayhawks try to dominate inside and balance that with perimeter shooting. If KU's efficient shooters get hot and they control the boards, they can stretch the Mountaineers' defense, which tends to rely heavily on effort and half-court discipline. So I really think that Kansas can be a mismatch for this team, which we talked about. Now, West Virginia, they are a gritty team. They thrive on opportunistic shooting and taking care of the basketball. When they limit turnovers and make timely shots, the game tightens quickly, evidenced by their upset win at Kansas previously. But I think, too, that's historical. We're looking at the current state, and I think if Kansas can yet again win the turnover battle, it's only going to apply that much more pressure to this West Virginia Mountaineer team. Now, again, that home court factor, and I want to reiterate, playing in Morgantown gives the Mountaineers a boost. It's no joke, ladies and gentlemen, especially in conference play where even mid-tier Big 12 teams can make life difficult, especially for the Kansas Jayhawks. This Mountaineers program is very, very good at shaking that stadium and sending a message to incoming teams. So I really want to make sure I emphasize that. I expect a early kind of tight, I would say a tight contested game with Kansas pulling away. I really anticipate that Kansas will start to dominate more towards the second half. And I would anticipate that Darren Peterson will get an opportunity to sit on the bench to rest. That's what I'm predicting. I don't know if I'll necessarily be able to give you a score, but I think Melvin Council is going to have one of those games. I believe Trey White will contribute as he has been. I think he's averaging roughly 17 points a game, almost 17 points a game. I would anticipate that they're going to be relatively good this game. I think the defense is going to step up in a big way. I think they really have evaluated some weaknesses and really have gone back and assessed what they need to improve on. So I expect Kansas Jayhawks to come out on top of this one and as they get ready to move on to the next week. I appreciate y'all checking out this video. I appreciate all the love and support that you guys have given me. It's been incredible. This has been an absolute amazing season so far covering the Kansas Jayhawks, and it's all because you all have provided me support. Make sure you guys smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. I end every video the exact same way. Have a good day.